Hello there. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about box plots. And you need a memory piece for this one. I believe it's item 38. Yes, you need item 38 cut out and ready to go here. I wanted to do a problem in this graph, but then I changed my mind. I think I'm just going to show you the parts of a box plot, and then we'll do the problem on the next page. So with a box plot, there are 5 things that we always mark on the box plot. And the most important one, to me at least, is the median. So the median of your data, and you guys know how to find median, will always be in the middle. It's going to be the middle line. Okay? So if you look at this picture down here, here is the median. It is this middle line. And that's sort of the heart of the box plot. It's the middle of the set of data. Okay, the next thing that you need to know about is called the minimum. And minimum simply means the lowest, the least. Minimum is going to be the least value in your data set. And that is going to go down here. Here is the minimum. What's the opposite of minimum? Maximum. And maximum is the highest, the greatest value in your data set. Maximum. I'm going to go ahead and do that one with blue also because it goes with minimum. Here's maximum. So there are 3 of the 5 parts. The 4th part is right here. I've highlighted that in pink. And this one is called the lower quartile. Quartile means 4th. And it is sometimes referred to as the first quartile, Q1. And to find the lower quartile, you're going to take the median of the lower half of your data and I know right now this doesn't make sense, but just bear with me. We're going to practice a lot of these. And then this one is called the upper quartile. And I am going to make this a different color because it comes from a different place. The upper quartile is the median. Of the upper half of your data. Okay. And then there's one more thing, actually two more things. You need a scale on a box plot. And a scale is just going to be a number line. So we need to draw a scale on this one. I didn't draw it because I didn't have a scale to draw. There are no data to show you yet, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put a number line down here. And then we'll put some points on there. You would have one here, you would have one here, and you would have one there at the minimum. You need those 5 data points. Most scales are going to have more than that. But you'll have a number line down there. That's the scale. And let me go ahead and color code that for you. This is just kind of the anatomy of a box plot. There's the scale. That's this one. And then the last thing I want to show you is actually this area right in here. It's the box itself. This has a very fancy name. It's this whole purple area. That is called the interquartile range. Inter means between. And the interquartile range is where most of your data falls. This is sort of the average normal range. So interquartile range is between Q1 and Q3, which I didn't mark. The upper quartile is Q3. So the interquartile range is the purple. The upper quartile is where I marked in green. The lower quartile I marked with pink. The minimum and the maximum I did blue. And then it's hard to see it, but the median I did with yellow. So those are the parts of a box plot. And I'm going to stop. Actually, I think I'll just continue this video. I'll show you an example of a box plot, how to actually make one. This is what I had originally planned to put on here, but it just didn't work that way. So I want you to copy down on the next page this list of scores. And I got this off the internet. This is actually a list of scores from a college math class. They took their final exam, and these are the scores they got. So if you need to pause your video, go ahead and do that, and copy down the scores from this college math class. Okay, I need to put these scores in order from smallest to largest. So I'm going to come back here and start. There's 54. I see a 66 and a 69 and then a 70. I see a 71, 2 73s, And that looks like all the 70s. Then there's an 80, an 84, an 85, an 86, and an 88, a 90, a 91, and a 95. So let's see how many students we had. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And let me make sure I have 15 down here. 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't. So I'm missing someone. That is very, very important. You have to make sure that you account for everybody. So I have a 91, a 95, a 54, a 69, an 80, an 85, an 88, a 73, a 71, a 70, a 66, a 90, an 86, an 84, and another 73. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I just miscounted. But you see how important it is to make sure that everyone is accounted for. Okay, the first thing that I want to find is the median. If I have 15 students, divide that by 2, that's 7.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the median. It's the 80. So I'm going to put a box around the median. I'm even going to label the median. I'm even going to color the median because that is the key to my box plot. Okay, then I am going to figure out the minimum and the maximum. Those are also important pieces of my box plot. And then I am going to find the median of the lower half. So we're going to cover up the median that we're looking at there and find the median of this lower half. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Halfway would be 3.5. So 1, 2, 3.5. There it is. So I'm going to put a box around that 70, and that is the first quartile. Then I'm going to go above the median and do the same thing. 3.5. That's 1, 2, 3.5. So that 88 is going to be Q3. And we have enough stuff to do a box plot. We have the 5 key elements. So here we go. I'm going to start with the scale. So draw yourself a straight line. And we have to go from 54 to 95. This is a long scale. If I had this to do over, I would not have chosen to do it this way. Okay, let's figure the range on this one. 95 minus 54, that's 41 tick marks that I'm going to have to draw. I've drawn 2 of them. So 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. So I could have spaced those a little bit better, but I'm not going to do it again. I'm just going to enlarge it a hair. This is the worst part for me, is having to draw all that. That's a very wide range too. When you have a wide range like that, they're not fun to draw. Okay, so I'm going to mark my data points here. I have a 54 and then a 66. 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. 73 is one of them. 6, 7, 78, 79, 80. 4. 85, 86. You don't have to squeeze them in there if you don't want to. I just kind of like to see my data points. 90, 91, and then of course 95. So there are the scores on the grid itself. And there were two 73s. You don't have to list them both there. So for the median, I'm going to draw my line at the 80. So above the 80, we're going to start drawing the box. The box, the median, is at 80. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line down here at 54. That's the minimum. So go ahead and put in this line at 54. And then this line is at 95. That's the maximum. Okay. Then let's put in Q1. That's at 70. Graph paper really helps on these. And then Q2 is at 88. I'm sorry, Q3 is at 88. Q2 is actually the same as the median, if you're interested. There's 88. So there's Q2. And you've got it. You connect the dots here to make the box. So here is your median. Here is your Q1. And here is your Q3. And then you make the whiskers to extend to your minimum and maximums. And then in here is my favorite part. This is why I use these all the time. This is the interquartile range. This is where most of my students would fall. This is where the quote normal score would be. And you've drawn a box plot. Not an easy one either. This is a pretty complicated box plot. So what does this tell me? If I look at this box, it is leaning toward the upper range. That's a good thing if these are my students' final exams. But looking at that 54 down there, that's called an outlier. Somebody really didn't do well on the test. And I would, as a teacher, want to know why. Is that the person that missed a lot of classes? Or was that person in class every day, still made a 54, that means that I need to give that person a little more attention, depending on the reason for that outlier. I'm also looking at most of my students scored between 70 and 88. While I think that's probably average, it's probably the normal, it's not something that I as a teacher would want to see. I want the box to be much more toward the higher end. So as a teacher, when I taught every day in the classroom, I use these all the time to look at the data from my students' tests. It just gave me a visual idea of how folks were doing and how I was doing. If everybody is in the lower quartile of these scores, that means that I, as the teacher, am not doing well. So box plots to me are very helpful. They're not easy to understand. We are going to do more examples. So I will see you in the next video for another example. And I hope you have a really good day.